Hey guys, Stan with LPC Multimedia. A quick tutorial on how VND and CPL filters work. With this test, I'm shooting on a Sony FX3 using three filters that I'll be testing out today. So the first filter that we are testing out today will be the Haida Pro 2 MC CPL-VND filter. That's the two-in-one solution, and pretty much is this right here. I don't know if it's gonna be easy to tell, but pretty much it's gonna be this filter right here. Okay, it's a two-in-one solution where whenever you move this, you allow more light, less light, more light. Okay, less light, more light. Okay, cool. Then for the next test, we are gonna use a Hoya CPL filter. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay, and that is it right there. I don't know if you guys can tell, but a Hoya CPL filter. Okay, so that's what we're gonna use for the next test. Okay. All right. Now, once we pop this on, that will give us the glare control. Like for example, when you're looking at my car and you're seeing the mirror, you can tell there's a lot of glare. Okay, so we will use that for that. Then the last filter we will use is my KNF. Okay, my KNF filter. Let me see if I can get you guys the name. Okay, so right here, my KNF filter. Don't know if you guys can read, but it's right there. The Nano X magnetic filter. Okay. All right. It's kind of dirty because my hands have been touching, but it's irrelevant for this test. Okay. Just wanna get you guys something very quick. Okay. All right. So pretty much the CPL goes on, then we pop the KNF on too. So all we're trying to do is this. We're trying to see what is the difference if I use a two-in-one solution versus using a solution that is not two-in-one. Okay. So let's start with the Haida. Okay. So with the Haida, what we will do is we will put the Haida on right now. Okay. So we are gonna screw the Haida in. Okay. So the Haida is getting screwed in. Okay. Cool. So now that the Haida is in, now we can decide to. So basically, the Haida is supposed to help control the glare and the exposure. And the two-in-one solution is supposed to say, hey, help me simply expose and at the same time get out the glare. So we're going to see which one does a better job. Okay, so this is the Haida. Okay, so as we keep adjusting, let me just stand on this side, it might be better. Okay, so right now the exposure. Okay, all right, so pretty much the Haida without even much adjustment, just very low. Right now I'm where, yeah, so the Haida right now I'm basically at the lowest. Okay, not even the highest. Okay, now if I was to go a little bit, if I needed to darken more, then I could do that. But right now this is what the Haida is giving me. Okay, all right, and pretty much that's the best I can get with the Haida right now. Of course, if I needed to darken more, I could always just darken a bit more. Okay, if that was what I was shooting for. But I think this gets me the best. Okay, so for the next test, we are going to pop on the Hoya CPL first. Then we are going to do a test to see how it helps with the glare on my car. Then we're going to pop on also the VND of the KNF just to see which one gave us the best result. And you guys can let me know in the comments. Okay, all right, so right now we are going to pop off the two-in-one solution for the Haida for the time being. All right, so for this test, we are going to basically pop on the CPL for Hoya, the Hoya CPL. Okay, so let's see how that does with the glare on my car. Okay. All right, so with this, it's just the CPL. Okay, we haven't added the VND yet. Okay, so I'm just gonna adjust this Hoya CPL. Let's see what we get. Okay, so right now we see just with a CPL, it's a lot of glare. Now we can start going through. We want to see if it's gonna give us good crisp image without vignetting. Okay, so I think the best, it's continuous, so basically it goes back. So I think maybe this is the best we could get of it. But now compare this look with what Haida could do for us. We could tell with this look, at least we are still properly exposed, or the exposure is not too darkened. Okay, so let's just say we like this look. Okay, then for the final test, we are gonna add the KNF variable ND. Okay, that's the ND232. Okay, so that is that right here. Okay, so we're gonna pop. Okay, don't know if you guys can see. Okay, all right. Sorry that I'm all up on my glass, but trying to just get you guys a quick look. Okay, so pretty much the KNF Nano X. Okay, so all we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it around and pop this on now. So now we have a CPL on, and now a VND is also coming on. Okay. All right. So right now we have our CPL for the Hoya controlling the glare. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see. I see that's supposed to be controlling the glare. Okay. All right. So as you guys can see, it controlled it right there. Then we have the KNF VND that is supposed to control the exposure. Okay, so that's bringing back exposure that we may not want. So we may want to, if we needed to darken it a bit more, then we could push it a little bit more. So you tell me, based on, this is the best, let's just say this is the best we could get with the, you know, the separating the VND and the CPL and just comboing it and pairing it together versus using a 2-in-1 solution. You tell me which one gave you the cleanest look. Based on my observation, I'm going to be returning my Haida 2-in-1 solution, and I'm going to upgrade my KNF to either breakthrough photography or free well, depending on how I feel. I think I'm leaning more towards free well, breakthrough photography, since I'm already using a breakthrough adapter. But I know the free well is highly recommended. But if you were somebody like me using a filter set like this, what I'd advise you to do is keep your CPL filter. The Hoya is great and it's at a great price without you overspending. That gets the job done. It works inside, it works outside, so it works for indoor and it works for outdoor. Okay. Then for your KNF, you can either keep it or upgrade if you are ready to buy something a bit more expensive. So right now, the plan is I'm returning my KNF and upgrading to a free well or breakthrough photography, which I think I want to do the breakthrough photography. And then for my Nano X, it's just redundant, and I don't think it's gonna give you the best look. It may help in certain situations. Maybe if you're pointing it to the sky or the sun, maybe it may do better. But based on what I'm seeing, once I go and post, I'll have a better idea. But based on what I'm seeing, I'm more interested in the separate filters. I think that gets me the better look and gives me the better flexibility. With the Haida, there's only so much you can do because it's kind of controlling both the polarization and the exposure, so you can't really do much to it. It may help in very tough conditions, very tough sun conditions where the sun is just crazy. It may help, but based on what I've experienced and what I've tested, for now, based on this test, I would highly recommend going the route that I've explained. Okay, so the Haida 2-in-1 solution is a no-go. Put on a very good ND filter. Some highly recommended ones I can grade it in the highly recommended to least recommended based on my top 3, based on my research. Polar Pro will be your number 1, okay, and your number 2 will be Freewell, and your number 3 will be Breakthrough. If you, based on your budget and what you need and the diameter that you need for your lens, for me, I want a 72, so it limits me and it keeps me away from the Polar Pro because they don't make a 72. So I just simply have to do the Breakthrough, it looks like, or the Freewell, which I think I'm more interested in the Breakthrough. But you can go either or and it will get you a better result. If you don't have the money for it, you don't have the budget for it, and you can only afford the KNF, that is not bad. That still gets the job done, okay? But you can give it a shot and see how you feel about it. But this is just a quick test just to give you guys an idea, how these filters would look like, or how a CPL combined with a VND would look like, and how a CPL alone would look like versus how a CPL and a VND combined or 2-in-1 solution would look like, okay? In my conclusion, I will say split it and use the CPL separate and the VND separate and stack it up when needed. When you don't really need, use the CPL for glare situations, glare control situations, and then use your VND for whenever you need to control the light, okay, and that kind of thing, okay. Now, one test that I have not done is the sky. One thing I learned is you can use the CPL to help with the sky. What I can do, just to throw some fun on, is I can point my camera to the sky, okay. I can point my camera to the sky, and let me lock it up right now. Okay, I can lock it up. And once I lock it up, okay, we're gonna see what the CPL will do. So this is just the CPL. I heard it makes it a bit more blue. So, or based on my search, that's what I found, okay? So, okay, so it's true. Okay, kind of is true. I mean, it's a bit whiter here. It gets a bit blue here, right? Yeah, kind of true. Okay, and keep in mind, the VND is on too, so I will have to adjust the VND as well. Okay, all right. So once I adjust the VND, boom. All right. So again, this is the 2-in-1. 2-in-1 is giving me the absolute best control because I can decide how much of the sky, how much light I want through. At the same time, control that color shift. So I think it's not a bad point that most reviewers make, but yeah. Anyways, you guys be the judge, and I hope this helps you. Okay, all right, all the best. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see me do a lot more tests. I have a lot more I could be doing, but if I see you are interested, I'll do more. All right, you guys remain blessed. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Sign well for C Multimedia.
Thanks for watching.